We are live from São Paulo, Brazil. And this is a live video. I want to test the camera because in a few days we are going to have it again. And next time is going to be a live trading session. So today is a Q&A session. So if you guys have any questions, please post your questions here below. Just give me a second because I have to log into my YouTube on my computer so that I can see your questions. And hold on a second, we're gonna start in a moment. So where do I go? Yes, so I just have to go here. All right, so I just have to go here. So I'm on my computer now. And what else? Yeah, so I'll be watching my screen. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So yeah. Okay, so the first question that I would like to address here is from Reina. And I got this question, actually I got this question from a Brazilian group on WhatsApp. And I don't even know if Reina is her real name, but anyways. So her question was, do you have any tutorial for beginners and how should I start? So I don't have a tutorial, but I have many videos. I have over 600 videos on trading that you can follow on my channel. You can watch on my channel here. And there is also a bunch of videos in Portuguese on my Portuguese channel. It's called Japa Rico. I'm going to put the link below. So it's Japa Rico in Portuguese and Trading Like a Trader with Robson Hayashida in English. So answering your question about what beginners should do. So if you have never traded before, the first thing that you have to keep in mind is how you should start. And the first thing to start is to do it right away. Honestly, I started when I was still in high school. I think I was 16, I forgot. But I was still in high school and opened an account, and it was a stock account back in Japan. It was my first trade. I only spent 700 yen, which is equivalent to like $7 US. Yeah, that was my first trade. And after that, I started buying more and more stocks. And really, honestly, I don't think you should start, like, you don't have to start always like winning. Even if you lose, it's okay, because you have to start like, when I first started, I started small. I started by like, I didn't know anything. I was completely clueless. I just wanted to start because I saw the stock market and I thought, oh, it's amazing. Like so much money in, and I wanted to buy my first stock to see if it goes up or goes down, and I did it. And the first thing that I did when I first started was I didn't actually care. I didn't care if I was going to lose all the money. I didn't really care. I was only 16. And I put 700 yen, $7 US. If I lost all the $7 US, I was like, that's it. I wouldn't care. And later, I started buying more and more. And then one time, I was still in high school. At one time, I had I think over $1,000 US. And that's when I first realized that after a few months, I started getting something called dividend. And then I started to feel cool about it because I saw money coming into the account. And then it was written, oh, dividend, and I got a few cents. And that was kind of a sparkle, because that was the sparkle that encouraged me to invest more and more, because I was like, oh, I'm getting money, but I'm not doing anything. And then by the end of the month, there were some dividends coming in from time to time. And I really enjoyed that feeling of having, how to say, of not doing anything, but money kept coming. So I think if you have never traded before, you should do this first. So you should first, uh, of course, like you're not going to put your money anywhere. The first thing is find a broker, trustable one, because there are many brokers out there that you can't trust, like some like sketchy brokers out there. So first, find a regulated broker. And what do I mean by regulated broker? It should be a broker regulated in it can be a broker regulated in a weird country, like in a very like weird country that you've never heard about, okay? But it has to be a regulated country. And my favorite countries for example, for stocks or for forex regulation, my favorite countries would be UK, Switzerland, Australia, and that's for forex. For stocks, usually because I trade the American market, so I use brokers in the US. But if you think about forex, would be Switzerland, my first choice, and then would be UK and Australia. Okay. So first thing, look for a regulated broker, like a broker that you can trust. Okay. Second thing, make a basket of stocks, okay? So stocks of companies that you know and you trust, okay? And the easiest thing to do, okay, when you get more experience, then you may not care too much about this rule, but when you have never traded before, the easiest way to start is with things that you like, okay? So for example, in my case, I like beverages, I like soda, so I started with Coca-Cola. I like food, so I started with Yum. Yum is the group that controls Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell, okay? So I started with these two companies, Coca-Cola and Yum, because Yum brands, because I like to eat. I like food and I like beverages. So for me, it was easier to start. So in your case, think about the companies, about the things that you like first, okay? And then think about what companies produce those things. Because it's not always the case that the brand name is not always the company name. For example, Pizza Hut is not a company name. Pizza Hut is the brand. The company name is Yum Brands, okay? And sometimes it's the same, like Coca-Cola, Coke, and the company name is Coca-Cola. So sometimes it's the same thing. And for example, Pepsi, the company is PepsiCo, okay? So once you have a basket of stocks, then you started to buy stocks, okay? And of course, you want to buy very low and sell very high. Everybody wants that, okay? It's not only you. Everybody, I want that too, okay? So everybody wants to buy a stock when it's very low and sell it when it's very high, okay? Everybody wants that. But if you're a total beginner, what I really encourage you to do is to start, okay? It doesn't matter if you lose money. It doesn't really matter. Because if you start from there, okay, you start buying a few stocks. It doesn't matter if you lose some money or even if you lose all the money, which you will rarely do, okay? Most of the time you end up making money. But anyways, it doesn't matter if you lose some money, doesn't matter if you make some money, it doesn't really matter. What matters the most is to start, okay? And it really takes a lot of encouragement, because most people think that putting all your money into a savings account is very stable, but actually it's not, okay? If you think about savings account, I don't know in other countries, but in Hong Kong, and well, in Brazil as well, okay? The savings, like the money that you make at savings account, the interest is very low, okay? And even in Brazil is a little bit more than Hong Kong, but then if you think about the inflation, it doesn't cope with the inflation. Like inflation would end up always being more, and like if you can buy an apartment now for like 100,000, like 10 years later, you can't, okay? And if you put this money in a savings account, after 10 years, you can't buy the same apartment. Definitely not, okay? Doesn't, right? So savings is not really a good thing to do. Like I, I keep very little money in my savings account. And if you start trading, you will know the potential of stocks. You know the potential of the stock market. You know the potential of the Forex market, okay? And most people will will tell you, oh, it's very risky, it's very dangerous. Don't do that. Don't do it because it's risky. Don't do it because it's dangerous. And usually those people are the people who are very close to you. It may be your girlfriend, it may be your dad, your mom, okay? Your grandparents, your relatives, like your uncles, your aunties, your cousins, like people who are very close to you, your best friend, they will tell you, oh, are you buying stocks? That's really risky, blah, 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 blah. But think about it. If you have never ridden a bicycle, you would never know how to ride, okay? And I don't know anyone who has learned how to ride a bicycle and has never fallen. I don't know. Because once you start to learn how to ride a bicycle, you have to fall. You have to fall a few times and then finally you're going to learn it. And the stock market is the same thing, like investment, not only stock market, but investments in general is the same thing. You have to fall a few times, otherwise you never learn how to trade properly, okay? It's the same way of learning how to ride a bicycle. So it's the process of learning, and that's valid not only for investments, it's valid for any kinds of business. So it's try and error, okay? Try and error, try and error. So you try, you fall, you try, you fall, and at the same time you study, okay? Because you need two things. You need knowledge, and knowledge you accomplish by studying, okay? Knowledge. And the second thing is experience. And experience you only achieve by trying, okay? So my advice would be for beginners to try and start right away, okay? It doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if you lose money. Well, for some people, of course, it matters. Nobody wants to lose money. Nobody wants. But think in the long run, it doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if you lose money. Of course, not going to put all your money there, okay? Like, don't be crazy. Like, I've heard of some guys in Hong Kong. I think we got cut off for a while. Okay, so I started with only 7 Hong Kong dollars. Start small, okay? Don't put more. Like, I would recommend starting with like a small quantity. Even like $7 would be okay, or even like $20, $100. But don't start with too much money, okay? And of course, like too much money depends. It's a very personal question, definition. Like what is too much money? For some people, $1,000 is a lot. For some people, $1,000 is just like some pocket money, okay? So it depends. So think about yourself first, okay? So think about in your case, like what is a lot of money, what is pocket money? So start small, okay? Start small and then take it from there. Okay, start small, fail a few times, practice a few times, and take it from there. If you don't want to use real money, you can always open a demo account. I believe actually most brokers, if not all brokers, but most brokers, 99% of the brokers, they will give you a practice, like a demo account. Sometimes they call it paper account. So most brokers will give you that. So practice with the demo account first before you use real money, okay? And I have to go out because I'm going to dance soon. So yeah, I'm going to dance zouk and salsa. So I'll catch you guys maybe this weekend. So let's try to arrange something, another live session, trading live session. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.